Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Streetwear Collab Podcast. I'm your host, CLDY, and today our special guest is Brandon from the User Review on YouTube. And what do people on the internet know you for?
So people originally knew me on the internet for doing GoPro mounts and other car and vehicle accessory DIY videos. But more recently, ever since I started collecting Supreme, I've been moving more in towards that direction.
Yeah, I noticed that some of your GoPro videos have like a lot of views actually.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I've actually been on YouTube since 2007, so quite a while. And I had a couple different YouTube channels before then, and this is my most recent one that I've stuck with.
Yeah, and for the Supreme thing, how did you get into that whole thing?
It's kind of weird. I was actually on the internet one day, I think like in middle school, and I randomly came across Supreme. I didn't really know what it was. I knew that it was a skater brand, and then every now and then I would see somebody wearing it, and I kind of just stuck with it. I watched the skateboard videos online, and I don't know. Ever since then, I've just been following it.
Do you remember when did you buy your first Supreme item?
I believe it was 4 years ago.
4 years
My
ago.
first legit, my first legit Supreme item was about 4 years ago. But before that, I had a couple clones that I had bought because obviously the resale market for Supreme is quite high. So I had a couple clones.
Yeah. So 4 years ago, that's like 16, right? 2016, I'm guessing.
Yes. Yep.
That's actually when I bought my first item. Do you remember? Did you buy it like from the online shop, from the store, or like from a reseller? Your first piece?
No. It was actually from a reseller, I believe, on eBay.
On eBay. And what was the item? If you know what it's called.
Yeah, I think it was a pocket tee, I believe. I got rid of it since then, because ever since I kept wearing it and washing it, it shrunk.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up getting rid of it, unfortunately. I should have kept it since it was my first piece.
Is it just like a basic one?
Yeah, I believe it was I've actually had two of them since then. I think it was the fall winter. When was it? I think it was fall winter 15. There was the ocean blue pocket tee. I forget what the actual color name was, but I actually just got one again recently. I don't know, to try and buy it back, and that one ended up being too small as well, so had to get rid of that one.
Yeah, the pocket tees are like, I had one too. I still have one actually right now that I just don't wear it a lot because, like, I think it's if you wash it weirdly, like the neck really stretches out if you just hang it when it's like wet because it's like so heavy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So which is my mistake that I made.
It's a bit of a bummer.
Yeah. Besides Supreme, do you have any other like favorite brands that you kind of follow?
To be honest with you, Supreme is pretty much the only one. For some, I'm just not I'm not really a fashion person, but for whatever reason, Supreme has really appealed to me. So I pretty much stick with Supreme as like my main fashion brand. I know a lot of people say that Supreme's not really fashion, but to me it is because I think it's a really unique brand.
Yeah, I think that's the same for a lot of people. Like I mostly buy Supreme. I also buy Palace, but that's pretty much it. I don't really buy a lot of the other streetwear brands that people buy. I know a lot of people that have come on the podcast really like FTP is another one that people like. But yeah,
I've heard of FTP.
Yeah, personally, I just mostly buy Supreme and Palace. What about shoes?
I haven't bought any Palace yet. Shoes. So shoes, same thing again. I mostly just stick with Nike shoes. I'm a really big fan of the Janowskis. I know those aren't really a big hype brand, but to me, I think they're the all-around perfect shoe just because I can wear them out during the day, and then if I want to go skateboarding in the afternoon or just practice some tricks, I can just leave on the shoe. They're really comfortable. But I believe it was the Ben & Jerry Dunks. So I apologize if I'm not with the up and up on my shoe game, but the Ben & Jerry Dunks, I am looking to get a pair of those. I know that the resale is pretty high for them though, but hopefully one day I can get some.
Yeah, those are like really, really high for resale.
Yeah, I actually got a buddy who has 2 pairs of those, and then I believe he has 2 pair of the Grateful Deads. I don't know how he got them, but I think he got them at drop too.
Oh, so you got them like for retail?
Yeah, I believe he got both of them for all 4 pairs for retail.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Because those both like $1,000 shoes or more, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. I saw a video, actually, I forget who did it, but on YouTube of a guy who got the Grateful Dead shoes, and then he did like 100 kick flips with them on, and it was pretty sweet. Because a lot of people don't wear them for actual skateboarding shoes, because the Dunks are a skateboarding shoe. So, you know, a lot of people either just keep them and put them on a shelf, but this guy actually busted them out and started doing tricks with them.
So you're the first person that went on the podcast. Actually, you're not. I forgot that Larry
Okay.
wasn't, but he was also on the East Coast. So I was gonna ask you, like, since I forgot to ask him. So I feel like in the West Coast is like Vans and Converse are like the 2 most popular shoes, especially Vans. Is it the same out there, or is it like a little bit different?
Oh, it's the same out here. Vans and Converse, yeah. Vans and Converse, I think they kind of, I mean, I believe they both started in Southern California, if I'm not mistaken. And I think they kind of just, I think that whole entire wave just kind of coasted through the United States. But it's pretty much Vans and Converse. I mean, no matter where you go, you're going to see a Vans and Converse somewhere. I know my roommate has like 4 pairs of each right now. And the cool thing is that Vans and Converse, I mean, they're not like a super expensive shoe. So if like, and they last a while as well. So you can always have multiple pair for a good price.
Yeah, my favorite shoes are probably the Vans like old schools, just the normal black and white colorway. So generic, but I like it.
It's one of those things that it's timeless. I mean, I don't think that they will ever go out of style. I remember watching iRobot. I mean, have you ever seen iRobot with Will Smith?
iRobot. Can't really remember it. That's not an animated film, right?
No. That's not an animated film. Yeah, it came out in like 2004 with Will Smith, and it's set in like the way future. I forget what year it is, but it's pretty funny. His favorite pair of shoes are the high top Converse, I believe, the 5 stars, and he has like a special like dealer who gets him all these like legit pairs of Converse in the future, because like they're like, I believe they're either like outlawed or something like that. So I mean, it's kind of funny that even back then, you know, I mean, that was only like 16 years ago. So I mean, even back then they predicted that they would be a timeless shoe.
Yeah. So what are overall your favorite pieces? And you said you only have Supreme, so I'm assuming the favorite piece in your collection is going to be a Supreme item.
That is correct. My favorite piece in my Supreme collection has to be the I think it was the Fall Winter 19 Fox Honda collab. That crew neck, that is by far my favorite piece, and I think that will always be my favorite piece.
I cannot remember exactly what it looks like, but I kind of have an idea. Like it has like the little patches on it or something like that, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's got 2 arm box logo patches, and then it has a larger box logo patch on the backside. And then it's got just different like Honda, HRC, and Fox patches all over it.
Yeah. That was a motocross or motorcycle collab, right? I think, or if I'm remembering, yeah.
Correct. Yeah, the reason why that's my favorite is because I like motocross and I have a dirt bike and I like to ride. So, and Fox and Honda are already my favorite brands outside of the clothing game. So when Supreme collaborated with them, I knew that was something that I just had to get, and that will forever be my favorite piece. And I'll give you a couple reasons why. Well, obviously first because of all the brands on it, but because I get 3 box logo Supremes on there, or yeah, 3 Supreme box logos on one shirt or in one crew neck for $168.
Yeah.
You just can't beat it.
You get your money's worth with like the flex.
It is because I think on each sleeve you have one box logo from like I think it's about the size of like a beanie that would be on a beanie, and then on the back side it's about the size of what would be on a regular crew neck or regular sweatshirt.
Yeah. So if you won the lottery, other than the SB Ben and Jerry's, what would be like some items that you would go out and buy?
Oh, for sure the Honda CRF 250, the Supreme bike. That is the first thing I'm getting. Like I said, I have a Honda dirt bike myself, and that's the first thing I'm gonna get. I don't know if I'll ever ride it. I'll probably, if I won the lottery, I'd probably get a glass case for it, kind of like in the Smithsonian, and just kind of put it right in there and just kind of have it up on display.
Are there any like clothing pieces that you would go out and buy?
Oh, I would definitely buy. I don't have a box logo, just like a legit box logo shirt yet or anything like that. I have, like I said, I have the crew neck from the Honda HRC collab, and I have one box logo beanie. But I definitely want to get the baby blue. I think that was Fall Winter 17 as well, if I'm not mistaken. I definitely want to get that sweatshirt. I think that is just I think that baby blue from Supreme is so cool.
The one with the orange box logo? Or
Correct.
yellow
Yep.
one? Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. That was, I think, my favorite colorway from that drop. Like, that's the one I really wanted. I took an L on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I think Tyler, the creator, might have worn it in one of his music videos. So I think just from that, the actual like value of that sweatshirt skyrocketed. So I probably, unless I win the lottery, I probably won't ever be able to get it. But that's definitely the first piece I'm picking up.
I think, I'm not sure. I know like the one that's even more hyped up that he wore like way back is the one that's like light blue with like a red box logo. I know that one's like one of the more expensive box logo hoodie colorways out there.
Oh wow. Yeah, I don't remember him seeing that, but that has to be one of the most expensive ones probably out there.
I think it's like the same colorway, a little bit darker of a blue, and just has like a red box logo.
I think the what's the most expensive box logo sweatshirt right now? I believe it's the Louis Vuitton. I think that's retailing. No, not retailing, but I think that's third party selling or reselling for like 10 grand right now, I believe.
I think it dropped to like $5,000. I think I saw somewhere recently that someone talked about.
Did it really?
Yeah. But
wow.
I think the most expensive ones, like it depends on like if you consider like sample ones, you know, because there are a lot of sample ones that go for like 20 grand, 30 grand, I think. But a lot of the really expensive ones that I see, you know, like mustard and like olive, I think are some expensive colors I've seen.
That's so crazy that the mustard and the olive resell for that much, because if you look at it, I mean, like usually like when Supreme comes out with like a brown colorway of any sorts in like the recent years, it doesn't resell that much. I remember the brown bandana box logo didn't even resell. I saw people copying that manually on the app, on the Supreme app when that came out. So to me that's just weird that like that's like one of the highest sought after ones.
Yeah, for the bandana box logo drop, that was like definitely one of the best drops for like manual people. So,
oh yeah,
I don't know why couldn't they just keep that up, but they can't.
I know. I missed out on that one, and then I missed out on the Murakami, and I missed out on. I believe did they do the San Francisco box logo tee online?
Yeah, that's like it was on a Monday.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure every time they open a new store, they secretly come out with a drop. Because I know Brooklyn did that as well with their box logo tee in San Francisco.
Yeah, that's like a new thing. They haven't done it in like the past, but recently, every time they open a store, they also drop it online instead of only in the store.
On that note, I got a question for you. So I don't know if you've been keeping up with it, but it sounds like Milan is supposed to have a legit Supreme store opening up. And then we obviously have, if you guys are in the United States, we have Brooklyn, I believe Manhattan, and then we have San Francisco, and then we have Los Angeles for Supreme stores.
Yeah.
Where do you see the next Supreme store opening up? I have my idea, but I want to hear yours.
I'm okay. I gotta think about it because it has to be in like a skater kind of city. You know, all those cities have either like a really fashion background or like a skating background. So, they already have a lot of the bases covered. So I'm like really trying to think what other stores would they be. Man, well, I really don't know. Honestly, I literally don't know.
Okay, so since I'm from the Midwest, I'm in Michigan for my Michigan boys and girls. Ideally, I would like to see one in Chicago because it's a huge city and it's only about a 3-hour drive for me. So I can the fact that I can drive there in 3 hours, maybe cop a box logo or a cop like this week's drop, that would be awesome. But unfortunately, I don't see them dropping one in Chicago. But the one place that I am for sure certain that they are going to be dropping one day is Miami, Florida.
Yeah, that could make sense. It's definitely like it fits kind of the culture.
I would definitely thought that they would have had I think they did have a pop-up shop with Louis Vuitton in Miami at one point around the time that the Scarface collaboration came out. I don't know if they advertised the Scarface collaboration at that Miami pop-up, but I definitely do see them doing something in Miami, because if you've ever been to Florida, you know that Florida is, well, Florida. But Miami is like a different world, and there's so many different luxury brands that are down there. There's a lot of wealth down there, and for some reason, I can just really see them opening one up right there.
Yeah, and talk about the Supreme stores. Have you ever been to one?
I did. Actually, this past winter, I actually went for my very first time. I actually went for my very first time in store, but I had actually gone past the store multiple times. It was the Supreme LA one. My girlfriend actually lives in Los Angeles, or is from Los Angeles. So every time I go visit her family, we try and make it a point to go down to Los Angeles. And then this past time, where I was actually able to go inside the store.
What was your experience like going to the store? Did you go on like a drop day? Did you go on like an off day? Like how long was the wait and all that?
Yeah, I actually went during an off day. It was pretty sweet. I waited in line for like 2 hours, but I mean, I guess that's pretty standard. I don't know, it's so weird because you're just down there and you're just waiting in line outside. It's so hot, and that day I decided to wear my my Honda HRC crew neck and long pants, and it was like 85 degrees outside. I was just sweating so bad, but it was just surreal because going to a such like highly reputable place, and something that everyone knows, and that's something that pretty much everyone has seen online or in person, and just going there and waiting in line and actually going inside the store and buying something was just like on another level for me, because it's something that I've always wanted to do, and I was finally able to do it.
Yeah, I actually waited the LA store too. I went in once, and it was for the Supreme FW16. It was the Saturday after the first week one drop.
Oh wow.
And I think the line was like I think I waited 3 hours exactly. I have it on my phone, like the timer. I decided to time it. And that day it was crazy. I was sweating because like I wasn't sure could I get in or not, because it was really close to the closing time, and I was like, I waited 2.5 hours already. If I didn't get in, it would be so sad. It would have been tragic.
Oh dude, I heard that they do cut people off every now and then.
Yeah, they cut it off when the store closes, and if you're in line, and it sucks. Yeah.
I know it's so funny because they have specific rules. Like you can't be within like, I forget what like the foot radius is, but you can't be within a certain radius of the store and reselling. I think there's some really funny video from the Brooklyn store where some kid was reselling outside the store, and the security guard kicked them out, and the kid was all pissed and everything. It was super funny.
Yeah, on the day I went, it was like across the street was like some Yeezy, not Yeezy, the Pablo merch, like pop-up shop.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it was just weird. Like everyone around, like walking by, that had no clue, just wondering like, why is there like two big lines on each side of the street? They were just so confused. It was so just listening to everybody talk about it.
It's so odd. It's so odd too, because there's like a lot of like hype brands right next to Supreme. I mean, obviously you have Flight Club. I believe you have Rip and Dip right next door. You have Bape. And it's just so crazy because Supreme just owns so much of the market for hype beasts. I mean, you could look at Palace and you could say, well, Palace owns probably just as much of the market or whatever. But I mean, when I was down there, I mean, like the stores were just completely empty. I mean, like I was able to walk into Bape, I was able to walk into Diamond Supply, I was able to walk into Rip and Dip, I was able to walk into Flight Club, I was able just to walk into these places that are seen as like a hype beast culture of clothing and wearables, and nothing even compared to what it was like on an off day for Supreme waiting in line. You know, like I was able to spend like 45 minutes in these other stores and come back in line, obviously because my girlfriend was waiting there. But it's just so weird that to see that, you know, people are saying like, oh, Supreme's dead, Supreme's dying. to be honest with you, I don't see that one bit, because no matter what, I think Supreme is always going to be relevant. It's always going to be around in the hype beast culture.
Yeah, Supreme is like the clear number one brand. There's really no second place brand. Nothing else like comes close to it, to be honest.
Nothing really compares. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the only other store that I know in Fairfax that has a line is like Palace has a little bit of a line, and then there's like Round 2 I think has a line now, because people are really like going there to like see the different stuff. Yeah.
Does Kith have an online or like an in-person store? I'm not too sure.
There's one in NY.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a sneaker store, and they sell like a bunch of brands. Kith is not, I guess, like Supreme, but it's a lot more of a like retail shop where they have like other brands and stuff too, compared to Supreme.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I saw a couple other people wearing Kith around my work recently, so that's why I wondered.
Yeah, Kith online I think it's like quite hard to buy, is because usually Shopify sites are like just really bought it up. Supreme's really bought it up too, to be honest, though.
I know. I'm really hoping that the bot protection increases. I heard that word on the street was that the bot protection for the Murakami box logo was absolutely trash. I watched some guy get 17 Murakami box logos from botting.
I can't remember exactly like what was the number, but I believe one of the bots copped like, I think stock was 17,000, and Mech, which is like the best Supreme bot right now, I think copped 10,000 of the stock, I think.
Wow, that is insane. I mean, it really sucks for people like me who try and either cop manually or have like the smaller botting apps. Like I have Swift, or like there's Addict too. There's a couple other smaller ones, but it really sucks for us because, I mean, in reality, there really is no chance. But I want to give a quick shout out to my boy Kyle. If you're on Discord, I believe he is Takashi, and then if you're on Instagram, I believe he's Sensei Supplies. But he's gotten into the botting game recently, and then he just sent me a message a couple weeks ago saying that he bought a bunch of new bots. So I'm pretty pumped to see what he does for this season. So if you guys are on Instagram, go check him out. He's Sensei Supplies. He'll help you get what you need.
Yeah, everybody on the Discord has an idea who that is. Everyone's just like active, I think, on my Discord.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a super cool guy. He's given me hella discounts in the past and hella good deals. So thank you very much for that, and go check him out.
Yeah, one thing that really sucks for me is that I was thinking about getting Mech, but I slept on it when the season's over. It was like around 650, maybe 700, and now it's 1500. So I guess I slept on it bad because I can't afford it now.
Dude, it's so bad because like. A couple months ago, I was like actually contemplating getting Mech. I was like, because I made a couple good resale decisions in the past, but nothing too crazy. And I was like, you know what, maybe I should step up my game and go for Mech. And then I ended up buying a PC, and because I'm a big video game player. And then I ended up working a bunch of overtime this summer at my job so I could save up for the upcoming Supreme season. And my PC, the one I just got, ended up not working out. So then I had to buy a new one. So looks like I don't know if I'll be copying as much Supreme as I really want to this season because I just had to buy the PC. But I really wish that at some point in time I had bought Mech, just because I believe that there's so much good that could have come out of that if I had done it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, if you look at like bot prices, how they can just skyrocket. Like a popular sneaker bot is RAF, and I think I remember seeing it around like April or March. It was only like 500, 600, and now it's like almost $5,000. So I was like, what the heck?
That is insane. Do you know who? I believe his name's Botterboy Nova on YouTube.
Yeah, he's like
Nova,
the biggest botting YouTuber, I think.
That is insane. Do you know? I was going to ask you. Do you know what bots he has specifically?
So I seen him. The bots he uses the most. He uses like RAF, Cyber, CLDY, which if you just do those bots are already 15,000, and then he has like a bunch of other bots too that he uses.
That is absolutely insane because like I'll watch his videos and he'll have like all these different tasks, all these different bots like pulled up on the screen.
Yeah, he's using like multiple of the top bots per drop. There's another. That's like I'm trying to think of the expensive bots, like the ones that are like $4,000 and above. I think that's what people consider like the top end bots. I think there's like 3 of them. No, 4 or 5 of them. Because there's like RAF, CLDY, Cyber, Ganesh. I never seen him use Ganesh, but I see him use the other 3. And then I think there might be one more, but I don't think so. I think that's it.
Yeah, he owns like a lot of the top tier bots, and if you watch his videos, sometimes like even though he has some of the top tier bots, he still takes L's. So I'm curious to see if this man owns the top tier bots and he has all these different tasks and he still gets declined, or he doesn't even or he's not even able to cop anything, like who's taking that stock? Because obviously other people with the same bots, it seems like they won't be able to take some of the stock because he has all of them. So to me, it just seems kind of weird. Maybe it is the bot protection is increasing, but that dude definitely does cook.
Yeah, from what I know, there's like a lot of things that like very minor adjustments I can make that people do cop better than other people, even if they're the same bot. Like people will run 2 of the same bots, like one on their computer and then one on their server. Like they have to buy 2 copies of it sometimes to run 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And just like different proxies, different, like every little thing does, it matters because there's so many different bots, and like different bots will do good on like different drops. You just never know. So that's why a lot of the botters have to like get every single good bot, because they just never know which one's going to do good. So they have to use all of them pretty much.
Have you seen people like paying off like their bots like through the reselling pretty quickly, or is it usually a pretty lengthy process?
I think the bots are like very, very expensive, and I saw something where I thought it made a lot of sense, where people like blame the developers of the bot a lot when they buy an expensive bot and don't make money. But then again, the developer is only selling the bot for like $300. It's not meant to be a $5,000 bot, so you can't really blame them if you don't make your money back because you paid so much for it. But I think people do make their money back. They like really, really commit to it, and they have everything set up. Like it honestly comes down to how big your budget is and how many can you cop per drop. Because like whenever your bot does do good and you can cop, you want to be able to cop like 50 or like 100 of the item or shoe, whatever you want to buy, pretty much.
I definitely thought about doing it because I do eBay buying and reselling. So either like I'll buy stuff on eBay then resell it, or I'll go to thrift stores and I buy and sell random stuff. And I thought, if I'm already in that business already, but just with like a different market of products, why not try Supreme? But I don't know. I've yet to commit myself to buying a top tier bot, but I definitely do think that since I'm already in that game a little bit, I definitely want to continue.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things to like think about, because prices like do fluctuate, and you don't want to buy a bot that eventually like drops in price. Like that will really suck.
Oh, it would be awful. And just get stuck with a bot that you paid way too much for, and it doesn't end up copying for you. To me, that just really seems a really sketch. And I don't want to be stuck with like $1,000 bot that's not doing anything.
Yeah, because I noticed that Supreme bots are a lot more like they fluctuate in price a lot. Because I remember a few years ago when I was like thinking about botting, I bought a Trip bot, which is like the best bot at the time, sorta. But I didn't know shit about botting, and this is the first time I'm like talking about this because it's kind of embarrassing to me, because I bought it when it was on its downslide, and I didn't know why. I just thought I got a good deal on it. At the time, I was just like stupid and inexperienced, and I bought it when it was on the downslide, and it just completely sucked. And this was a bot that I think went for like 600 at its prime.
Yep.
And then I bought it for 200, and yeah, that was a waste of money.
Losing money on something like that and knowing that you'll never ever be able to get it back is one of the hardest feelings for me, because I'm a person that loves to save money. I'm a person that loves to earn money, and just seeing that money just go to waste is one of the most heartbreaking things that you can ever see, because you worked so hard for it and in the end it ended up just turning into shit.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like Supreme bots are just very inconsistent. Like another example is Supreme, which is like this one bot that I rented for one of the drops just to make a video on it. And that bot was once like a $1,500 or like $200,000 bot, and now it's only like $200. And at one point it was only $100, which is crazy considering this was once like over $1,000. So if you bought it at that price, it like really sucks.
So are these people that that bought the bot to begin with, right? And then they're essentially reselling the bot to you. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, but a lot of them, they also maybe bought it for resale. They're using it, they don't like it, and they're selling it again. Pretty much, a lot of them too.
Wow. I've thought about making my own bot because I am an engineer and I have coding experience. I've definitely thought about it, but the more I dug into it, the more time it would take. And unfortunately, I just don't have that time. Maybe once I get a little bit more time on my hands, I might end up making my own bot. It definitely won't be anything spectacular, but if it's something that I can see where people are going to buy, I can sell it for a lower price. So that way I can have more people purchase it. It's a whole business ethics type of thing. You know, I can put all this money and time, or not really money, but I can put all this time into making bots and then sell it for a lot of money, but no one will ever buy it because one, they don't have any trust in me because I don't have anything prior to that. And two, they don't know if it's really going to work. So I definitely thought about making just a small bot and just putting it out there to people in the Discord and saying like, hey, if I did this, would you guys be down for it? I mean, I wouldn't sell it for an astronomical price, but maybe $80 for a bot or a service. I mean, I feel like that's reasonable.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing you could do. I think a lot of people are interested in like beta bots. People like any random bot on it, like Twitter, you see that can have a lot of followers because people are interested in getting like a cheaper bot that they hope will eventually become like the next mech, cyber, whatever. Like people do try to find the next big bot.
Oh, for sure. And there's a lot of work that goes into it. Coding is one of the hardest things that I think that people can do. You got to be a whiz. You got to be like Rain Man in order to code because there's a lot of back work that goes into making those bots. I will say that. I think a lot of people shit on bot makers and all these coders for not making reliable, trustable bots. But I mean, in the end, you're building a bot for chance. There's a chance that you could get something. There's a chance that you couldn't get something. So I do think that, people should take it easy on some of these bot people and these bot makers because there's a lot of work that goes into it. And just because, you don't get something right away doesn't mean that you won't ever get something.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I say it just like really comes down to people attaching the bot to its resale price. Like the resale prices are just like too high in my opinion sometimes. Like 5,000 just like a lot for a bot.
That's an insane amount. You have to be like, 5,000 for a bot is insane.
Yeah, but like people do cop a crazy amount. Like for some of the less hyped drop, let's say like a shoe only has like $30 profit, $20 profit. I have seen people cop like 1,000 of them, which is really insane. Like that is possible with like the right bots, the right setup, and everything. So I guess you can get money back quite quick if you hit like that big of a drop.
Let me see what Takashi said that he copped.
I think he has Mech. I'm not sure if he has Mech. I know he has So AIO, which is like a bot that
I know he has that.
made a big come up because I believe a few months ago, again, it was only a bot that was like a few $100s and now it's like around 1,500, something like that. So I mean, like bots can just go up in price if people cop them and then like use them and then they do good. But it's just really hard to pick a bot because there's just so many to pick.
That was like one of the things that I was having trouble with is that I wanted a bot that was cheap or cheaper and could at least give me a little bit of luck. I went with Swift just because it was a $30 lifetime, and I have heard a little bit of good things. I knew that I wouldn't be copying like I would be with Mech, but I knew that I'd be able to get some stuff here and there. And I've actually had some pretty decent luck with it. A lot of it, I think, is that it boils down to is that if you are going to be going for one of the most highly sought after pieces that Supreme is going to be dropping, chances are you're not going to get it. But if you want to go for something that's a little bit less known, you do have a higher chance of getting it. I remember I got a couple boxes of these Ziplocs from them. It was able to get that. I actually messed up on my part one time because it was the summer tee drop. And I think I had a social tee, a motion logo, and a lizard tee all in the processing phase. And I thought it was frozen. So I closed my app. But in reality, that means that it was just processing my order for the longest time. So that's myself, I took an L on that. But I do think that Swift is definitely a decent, smaller priced and smaller tier bot.
Yeah, I'm coming on a blank right now, but there's like this one bot that it was on a phone that it was on the App Store, and a lot of people were copying it, and it was working really well like a few seasons ago. I can't remember what was it called.
Really?
Um, cop no Supbot, I think it's called.
Supbot, yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, it's not supported anymore. I think it stopped getting supported like the last fall winter season. I think that's when the support for it stopped. But I think it's because it was on the App Store. It was too popular, and I think Supreme like came at them or something like that. That's what I heard from people saying that Supreme forced them to shut down.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because if you think about this, Supreme actually comes out every now and then, and they tell people to like they will send out a cease and desist letter to people. Sometimes they'll do it to botters. Sometimes they'll do it to like other clothing brands. Like I know that the like Supreme Italia and like the Supreme China, I think they've gone after I think Supreme has actually gone after them. But if you think about it, it's kind of weird because Supreme in the past has gotten multiple cease and desist letters from Louis Vuitton all the way to, I believe, Disney. I mean, because they've used the Louis Vuitton print here and there in like 2000, like 1999, 2001 era. And I believe they've gotten one from them before. So it's kind of crazy that Supreme's sending them out now when they were getting them.
Yeah, I think they probably even up until recently they still get them. I remember there was like this one, I think it was a vase that got taken off the website or the lookbook.
Did it really?
Most likely from a cease and desist.
I heard that they were supposed to be coming out with a fishbowl. Maybe that was that.
No, I still remember exactly what it was, like a flower vase and had like a, if I remember correctly, it was like a pattern that was like kind of like some sort of checkerboard, except it was like all different colors. I could be totally wrong, or it was like letters, but it was like some sort of pattern, and it got taken off the website. So people were saying that most likely got a cease and desist because it was like a parody of like some other like somebody's like artwork, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
But I really like that kind of stuff that Supreme does, though. I really like the parody stuff, like the social tees, like just a parody of the social security card. I think that stuff is like fun.
Yeah, I think it's in the social tee. Did you end up getting a social tee sticker?
Yeah, I got one randomly, just like not in a pack, just like one by itself.
Dude, that has to be one of the coolest stickers that Supreme has ever come out with. I had a Twitch stream about a week ago where I showed off my collection, and one of the guys in the chat said to show him the social tee sticker, and that thing has so much detail on it. It is absolutely insane. I ended up getting one with the serape blanket in the mail, and then I ended up liking it so much that I went on eBay and I ended up buying another one for $10. It is one of the most highly detailed stickers I've ever seen, and that's not just from Supreme, like ever. I have my own sticker making business, and to make one of those stickers, I mean, it costs a lot of money, and it probably takes a while to make. So I just think that's one of the coolest stickers that they ever come out with.
Oh, talk about sticker printing. That's something that I guess I'll just ask now. So when you're printing a sticker, it's not like just like using a printer where it just prints on top of it and then does something. It's not like that.
So there's a couple different processes that you can do. So for my sticker machine, it's just a vinyl decal cutter. So basically, I have a giant roll of different colored vinyl that I load into the machine, and then there's like a little X-Acto blade that comes down and it traces out the part or like the design that I want, and then I just peel it out. So it's one base. It's just one base color of a sticker. And then you can go and you can get more expensive sticker makers that actually print onto like a sheet of vinyl, and that gives you different colors. And that's pretty much what Supreme does. But the one thing that I'm always curious, I want to learn a little bit more about how they make their stickers, because if you actually take the social tee sticker, for example, if you look at that and you put it up to the light, you'll actually see that each individual letter is embossed or debossed. So that means that it like sinks down to the page or it's actually raised up above the page. So if you put your finger over it, it's not flat. It's actually got curves and all these different things to it. And that's really cool. So I don't know if they do like a stamp press to it, but in order to get that high level of detail, there has to be like a really high scaled printer, but I'm not sure how they are able to get that embossing or debossing into it.
I cannot remember exactly, but I do remember one of the biggest like sticker printing websites did used to claim on the website that they printed for Supreme.
Really? I've always wondered who does that, because I've seen people sell like legit like full packaged bricks of stickers. I don't know if they steal them from Supreme, which is very likely, or they found out who prints for Supreme, and someone in the factory goes in and steals them from the company and gives them to that person to resell. Because in order to get a full brick of stickers, and a brick is 100, you have to get them from Supreme, because Supreme unboxes them and then distributes them out with the orders. So there has to be an inside man somewhere, either through Supreme or through one of the sticker making guys. But I've always been curious who makes those, because I want to contact them and just ask them, how do you like what's your process with this? Because it's so high detailed.
I could be wrong, but the one that came to my mind for some reason was Sticker Robot. I think that's just the one that popped in my head. That's what's Supreme. I just remember that somewhere I could try to like look it up, because I remember I saw it somewhere, like somebody talked about it, so I looked into it and it was on there, but I don't think it's on there anymore. But
yeah, they probably had to take that off.
Yeah, but I think that I believe you can find it. I can find like information that someone was talking about it at least, so that would confirm it. But I think it was stickerrobot.com. I think that was the website.
Yeah, definitely. If you find that out, shoot it over to me, because I'm definitely very, very, very curious. I actually just bought a I believe it was the fall winter 17 ET box logo sticker. I got that for $30, which I think is a good price. And even that one's like a really, really, really good high detail sticker.
Yeah, I really like the more like special stickers. Like there's the one that you can like scratch it off, like a scratch off, like lottery ticket.
Yeah, that one's sweet. That one's sweet.
I used to have the felt velvet ones, but I sold those when I just needed money, and I really regret it, because I do want one back now.
And like I mentioned before, I'm a big eBay buying and reseller. And if you go on eBay right now, I did see that the felt ones are going for $20, the black and the red. So $20 free shipping for a felt box logo sticker is a really good price. And they actually have the 3D one, like the 3D stickers that's like plastic. They have those for $25 on there right now. So if you want to cop, go on eBay right now and take up that order.
Yeah, that's not too bad actually. One of the ones that I also regret selling is the undercover one, the one that's like a whole painting. It's like that really crazy. Yep. I really like that one. I regret selling that one too. I bought that one at SneakerCon, which is one of the more it was a disappointment. Like me and my friend went to it, and from what I know, we both did not enjoy it.
Really? Was it SneakerCon LA or was it in Vegas? Like where was it?
It was SneakerCon Vegas. I think maybe the sneaker scene in Vegas was just not that small, so it was not that big. I meant, and it just like was just very disappointing. Like in there, I felt like
that's a bummer, because like when I see the SneakerCon, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's one in Los Angeles, there's one in DC, and then there's one in and I'm talking about the major ones, and the one in New York, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know which one are the ones that are like the ones that they do like all the time, but they do look a lot more exciting than the Vegas one.
Oh, because like when I watch these YouTube videos, like everyone like there's so many like cool rare pieces, so many grails coming in and out that people are willing to trade or sell, or like, you just find some really unique pieces. So that's a little bit disappointing to hear. I'm sorry that it was like that.
I think it really comes down to just the like maybe it's like the mentality I have. I just have a really hard time justifying paying resale for something. I think
it is. It's definitely really hard. I think I would say about 50% of my collection is resale, and any other 50% is about is getting it from retail. it's hard to justify sometimes. Like, I really want a box logo tee, but I can't justify myself paying $500+ for a basic print on a shirt that just says Supreme and a box logo. If I really wanted to, I could go to the store and I could make my own for $30. And it's really hard for me to justify buying that for $500.
Also, I just randomly popped in my head, talk about like the items that have a cease and desist. One of the more recent ones that was like very notable was that Supreme Money paperweight. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. What happened with that?
I think they weren't allowed to sell it because it was like it could be like destruction of money, whatever that term is called, or whatever. Not allowed to do.
Oh yeah, yeah. I actually know that there's a law about that. It is illegal to sell or alter a United States currency under any terms. And fun fact, while we're on this topic, the movie industry actually has to print their own currency because I believe it is illegal to use real money, like in films or something like that. I don't know if it's like illegal to show it like on TV, but I do know that like when you like see like money in a movie, that's all fake. And I know that there's a YouTube documentary about it, but there actually is a company whose sole job is to make fake money for the movie industry. And they actually got investigated by the FBI because their fake money was so legit looking to the governments that they were worried that they were selling it as counterfeit money to be circulated within the actual pool of legit money from the government.
Now talk about like that you can't like alter money or whatever. Then there's like these souvenir machines where you put a penny in and 2 quarters and you get like this weird thing out. If anyone knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Those things are altering the penny. I think they use the penny, right?
Yeah, yep. They do like a penny. Like you see them like at theme parks, like a boardwalk or something like that.
Those things are I think they actually do the penny because I think you put in like a good, like a clean penny, it comes out like nice and clean. You put in like a dirty penny, it comes out like all dirty. So I guess those are still legal. I guess that's different because of the penny. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I definitely should look up the law on that, but I do know that like you can't like it is against the law to like have like destruction of property because I believe that currency is registered as United States government property. So I don't think that you can like destroy that.
Yeah, but I would love to see like I haven't looked into to see how much resell those things go for, but man, they have to go for a lot just because they're like friends and family only now.
I gotta wonder, like, who do you have to be friends and family? Because there's a lot of good pieces that come out for friends and family, and I want to find somebody who who gets these pieces.
It's interesting. Like I know in the London store, it's really famous. There's like a guy that owns like a little fruit stand outside the store, and I think they give him like all the new pieces to wear.
No way. Kind of like what they do with the skaters and everything. Because when you see a Supreme skateboard video on their Instagram, all the skaters are wearing like the nice box logos that just came out, like all like the unreleased stuff.
Yeah, I don't know any of the names of any of them. I know there's people that actually like follow them and know like all the different Supreme like employees and all the different like skaters and stuff. I just don't know that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know William Stroback. I know he's part of the friends and family deal because obviously he's the photographer and videographer for Supreme, who does a lot of work for him. But yeah, it's just so cool.
Yeah. So I guess like I don't know how would you get a job there. I guess that would give you a chance to be the friends and family. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably like their version of like a store discount, I guess I would say.
But I would just love to see how much is like that money paperweight goes for, or is there even one out there, or they have to like destroy it or something?
Let me look it up.
Like,
let me look it up. I gotta see.
I would just not know. I don't know if they're even out there because you can't. It might be like illegal to sell too. So if it's just sold, it has to be sold like privately down some website. I guess I don't know. Like, yeah, that thing's crazy.
Teen Vogue has one. Reddit. Some guy in Reddit took a picture of one, so he must have it. Yeah, unreleased. That's so sick. That is so sick.
Yeah, from what I know, it's $200 bills, and then the middle is like ones.
I don't have anything on here. Yeah, I'm not finding anything that has it like someone's like showing it off as theirs. So maybe they did just. Oh, you know what? Look. Okay, I found one on Bump, and it sold for $50,000.
That could be, maybe it's real. I don't know, because there are pictures of them.
Yeah.
They're like pictures though, so yeah.
Verified, authentic. Kicks Club. I don't know. Kicks Club on eBay sold it for $50,000.
Yeah, it's possible because like
That's
such a
insane.
rare item. Yeah, I don't know. Wow, that was from fall winter 2017. That was so long ago, kinda.
Mm-hmm.
I did not think it was that long ago. I thought it was more recent.
That is the only one that I've ever seen for sale.
Yeah,
that is insane.
Yeah, that's definitely like one of the craziest items.
So, did you see that somebody was trying to buy the old Supreme sign from the LA store?
Oh no.
Yeah. Apparently, after the riots happened, either it got destroyed or they just decided to replace it. But some guy was walking down the street one day and he saw that they were taking down the Supreme LA store sign that hung out front, and he offered him $20,000.
And they gave it to him or something? Oh no, they did.
No, they didn't give it to him,
Oh
unfortunately.
yeah, there's the one in the London where it just got taken down like a normal night. Someone just decided to take it.
Did it really?
There's this video of it. Like it was like a big thing. Like it's just a normal night. That's like the guy was caught on camera because they had a security camera just like right on his face. He's like jumping up and grabbing it, and he like pulled it off.
That's insane.
Because the London one is like a small like little sign that comes like juts out of the store. So he's like, like jump. You can jump up and reach it. So you get like jump out, like keep pulling it down. Eventually, it kept like bending, and eventually snapped off.
I'm sure that dude was high in life for the next like 30 minutes before the cops got him.
Yeah, I think he made a music video with that or something stupid like that.
What an idiot.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. But what are your favorite like YouTube channels, like hypebeast and streetwear ones especially?
Definitely Nova. He's my favorite. Jacob Star. Or yeah, is it Jacob Star, the Star Life?
Yeah.
I forget. I don't. Yeah. He's pretty good. I like him. He's pretty much the only two that I stick with. I don't know. They're the ones that put out the most consistent and likable content in my eyes.
Yeah, I watch a lot of Jacob Star. I watch Boone, like Robert.
Yep.
Is another one. And then the rest of the ones that I watch are more like fashion, streetwear YouTubers, not really hypebeast ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't. Some of the other ones that I've seen, they obviously your channel is up there as one of my favorites, but I've definitely seen a couple other people who they just come off as like a negative way, like when they're showing off like the Supreme products and everything, and that kind of just like turns me off to like watching them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, the podcast has been recording for I want to say like 50 minutes now, so I'm just gonna begin like winding down. So is there anything that you want to give a shout out to? I know you have your YouTube channel, your sticker business, and is there anything else?
Nope, just youtube.com/theuserreview. That's where I post a lot of my Supreme content. I do live Twitch streaming at twitch.tv/Ares LVIII, so ARES, and then _LVIII. That's pretty much it. If you guys want to check me out, I post my sticker company stuff and that stuff as well. So yeah, thank you very much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I think you should definitely upload videos more consistently. Like your videos, some of them do really good. So I think you could definitely do something special with like that more like DIY approach to a lot of your stuff.
Yeah, dude, I need to. I actually have 3 videos right now in the making. I'm actually still in college right now, and then I'm actually transitioning to a full-time job. So it's been super, super hectic. But like I said, I got 3 to 4 videos that I filmed and I just need to edit. And the next one that's coming out that you guys can look for is where I go on eBay and I legit check all the listings that I see on eBay, because there's a lot of fakes on there. So make sure you guys check that out.
So yeah, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. Especially this was like very like late notice, so I definitely appreciate that you could just get on and record this podcast for me.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
And I don't really have an outro, so peace out.
Later.